Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, a field of streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The coyotes run all night. It's music to my ears and in my sights. I've got this hunting fever down in my bones. I'm glad my daddy taught me everything I know. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. From those white-tailed bucks to strutting toms, a bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The TLC Outfitter is our name.
Hey folks, welcome to TLC Outfitters Live. My name is Trinity Shepherd. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are a few moments late. I'll tell you all about why here in just a few moments. We are actually joined by a couple of guests tonight, Miss Samantha West and Mr. Jimmy Cantrell. We are so excited to have, but we'll get to them in just a few moments. Of course, as always, TLC Outfitters Live is powered by Vortex. They have been in business since 1986, American-owned, veteran-owned, and you can become part of the Vortex Nation. They are home of the VIP, unconditional, unlimited, no questions asked, lifetime warranty. Man, you can't find that anywhere. And now you can check out, if you go to their website, you can check out the Vortex Nation podcast and blog with all kinds of great information there for outdoorsmen and outdoors ladies abroad. So make sure you check out their website and join the Vortex Nation today. We got a bunch of shout-outs. As always, our good friends Thomas Rainey with Bobcat Sports Live. Thomas is not here tonight, if you can't tell. Or I think we may have, would have been on time. I'm just saying. I don't know, I don't want to throw anything out there about our next shout-out, which will be Mr. Chris Mead with Mr. Tire, which is running everything by himself tonight. But we appreciate Thomas and Chris and all that they do for us here on the show. Also, our good friend Aaron Scott from Copperhead Gun and Indoor Range, Hunter Maines, Burley Custom Calls, Carl and Sandy Harney from Center Shaw Archery up there in Covington, Kentucky, and also everybody that helped out with the flooding event that we've had this week. We appreciate everybody on that. Huge, very, very happy birthday to our very own Tate Boyd Bay. Hope you had a good one this week. Thank you for all that you do. Once again, we are joined by our good friend, Miss Samantha West. She is the director of Prestonsburg Tourism right here in Prestonsburg. We're coming from one of her many facilities here in Prestonsburg. We're coming to you from the Mountain Art Center, our home. We love this place. Thank you to Joe Campbell, which is the director here. Also, Mayor Les Stapleton and the city of Prestonsburg for allowing us to come in and invade this wonderful, beautiful facility. We love it here at the Mountain Arts Center here in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. You can get online, search for Mountain Arts Center, check out all the events they got planned for Prestonsburg coming up. It is a great place to be. And I have to tell you, we have put Miss Samantha on the spot, but as always, she always delivers and does so with a smile. We came in and she's over here working, just running around, busy as a bee, as always. And I said, hey, Samantha, I think it would be a good time. And she said, sure, Trendy, yeah, whatever. And
here we are.
Here we are. So, Miss Samantha, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a long time.
I know, it's been a hot minute.
It has. And I'll tell you something. It's been a tough year for us.
Been a wild one.
It's been a wild one. I really wanted you to come on. I know you're busy. You got a lot going on over here. But I really wanted you to give the folks an update. We live in a crazy time, crazy world. All this pandemic stuff, all this. But give us an update on Prestonsburg and the things that's going on in and around.
Yeah, well, things are definitely happening now. I know this year the last year has definitely been different, and what a lot of the events we had planned didn't quite go that way. So we're revving back up, and we're looking to bring more events. Pretty much the majority of them are going to be outdoor to kickstart. Actually, just yesterday we had an incredible day here at the MAC because we were filming the majority of the very first ever Appalachian Arts and Entertainment Awards. So this was supposed to be 2020. We were able to bump it to 2021, and then of course we made the decision to take that virtual. And I can't give away too many secrets, but it's awesome.
Oh, man.
And look for some announcements coming out this coming week and into next week about who and all will be helping us out with the Appies. And it was just phenomenal. So people can actually, even though we filmed it, we've been working on it virtually, people can actually stream that on March 20th. You can go to cmh23.com and purchase basically pay-per-view. Great rates on it, so you can do a great watch party with your family. Pick up some great appetizers because it's the Appy Awards. But yeah, get some great takeout. Order that. It's phenomenal, and it's people weren't really sure what it was. If it's this Eastern Kentucky thing, is it a Kentucky thing? No, it's literally all 13 states of the Appalachian range. So we had thousands and thousands of nominees that then got broken down through close to 50 categories of all different types of artistry. And from those main 5 nominees that got voted in from the public, we then sent those on to experts in their field. From them, they decided the winner from there. So it's going to be fantastic. It was such an awesome day. And that's going to kind of serve as a Kickstarter into our tourism season, really. So March 20th, people can watch that and stream it. But we are super excited. We're going to see some live music again this year. We know and love it here in Prestonsburg. So I'm not sure if you've heard yet about the Kinfolk Reunion.
No, I haven't.
You're missing out. So the last weekend of April, running into the first week of May, we're seeing the return of Sunday Best. We know and love. They came together and they said, we're ready to do some stuff, but we want to make it a really great event for our community. So we've partnered up with them. It's all going to be going to charity, to a local charity here, but we're taking over Archer Park, so it's going to be all outdoors. It is nearly sold out already for the entire weekend, so it actually sold so quickly. I think the first night sold in 15 minutes, sold out. We are still doing COVID compliant, so if restrictions change, we'll open more tickets up, but we're doing 50% occupancy of Archer Park, and we're actually selling those tickets by the carload. So you must have a seatbelt on. That counts as a carload. But you can purchase those tickets, great rates. I think there's still maybe just a couple left for Friday night and then Sunday as well.
Where you get those tickets at?
So you can actually go to macarts.com, macarts.com, pick up those tickets. It's going to be phenomenal. So we have Sunday Best playing. Each night we'll have opening. And it really is a homecoming for our community. So if you live away, if it's even Georgetown, West Liberty, wherever it might be, come back and we're gonna have the concerts, of course, but tons of stuff throughout the community. Not a festival, but just things for people to be involved in, and it's truly going to be a kinfolk reunion. Everybody coming on in. And then that's going to take us on into the very first Appalachian Strings and Things Music Festival, which will be going on 4th of July weekend, July 2nd and 3rd, at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park at the amphitheater there. So we're going to have, it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
We're going to have so much fun. You have nature all around us. The lineup is phenomenal. If you are a music lover, that is the place to be July 4th weekend. So everything from traditional bluegrass all the way through really funky string music, but it all revolves around that string instrument that's so deeply rooted here in our backyard, and the artists are just phenomenal. So we have 2 jam-packed nights of music. Going to be a good time, same as before, following COVID compliance. So tickets are very, very limited. We'll open more up as we can, but you don't want to delay on those.
That's exactly right. A lot of talent right here in these old mountains.
So much, yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So that is exciting. What else are we missing?
That's going to get us through the summer as of now, but things are kind of adding every moment. But all those tickets are open. So from Appy Streaming, make sure you check out the award show. Going into the Kinfolk reunion, just as spring's rolling in, and then when we hit summer, we're so excited for the Appalachian Strings and Things Music Festival. But on through there, I mean, just know that we're open. We're
That's
open.
right.
Things are happening. It may look a little bit different, but something we've talked about is, even as things have gotten different, it's shown us new ways to do things and ways to approach that we probably wouldn't have before. Our restaurants are still kicking butt. They are doing amazing, so make sure you're still supporting local, supporting downtown shops that are just, you can order online, you can get it delivered, you can do curbside pickup, you don't have to go inside anymore.
There you go.
But certainly love that too. So keep eating out and supporting local and supporting your neighbor right now. I know you mentioned it's been a wild many weeks. So
It
from
has.
the ice storm to straight into flooding, our neighbors and our friends all around us have certainly been hit hard. So we are helping out with that, especially at our hotels. So if you have donations, we are taking donations at the Mountain Arts Center throughout the week, and then on the weekend people can bring donations to Prestonsburg City Hall. Cleaning supplies we're really in need of. We have specific clothing sizes we're looking for. Shoes, closed-toed shoes. You go through shoes when you're cleaning out your house from mud.
That's
so
right.
things like that, socks, all that good stuff. We would love to take that. If you have questions, holler at us, Prestonsburg Tourism. Or if you need it, nobody will ever know. Give us a call and we'll get you set up. I've got 12 bags out there right now. We're going to make sure we get to people. So reach out if you need shoes. If you need, hey, I need this size shirt, we'll work to get it to you. Or if it's a flood bucket, whatever it might be. We're community here, so
That's
we want to help
exactly right.
out, and we appreciate you guys.
When you come to Prestonsburg, you're family, no matter where you're from.
Yes,
That's right.
exactly.
Miss Samantha, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for the short notice of about 5 minutes coming on the show.
Always.
Give us the places where folks can check out those events one more time, the Appies and the events coming up. Where can they find more about those events?
So One Stop Shop, if you're watching, then you're probably on Facebook right now, so you can definitely just check us out on here after this program is over. Prestonsburg Tourism, you can check out our Facebook page or go to prestonsburgky.org, and you can see everything in one spot right there. And of course, visit the Mountain Arts Center, who is producing so many of these events also.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you,
Rock
Miss
and roll.
Samantha. A little bit more that we have, not much more. We've got, of course, we got our other guest tonight, which is Mr. Jimmy Cantrell from the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. He's traveled a long way to be with us. We appreciate him coming tonight. But like we've talked about, of course, we've had a major flooding event here in eastern Kentucky. Numerous counties all across eastern Kentucky and other places have been affected. So our prayers and thoughts goes out to everybody affected by that. Also, just few things. Of course, we launched our new podcast this past Friday called Bugling with the Brothers. You can check that out on Podbean, Spotify, what else? Buzzsprout and SoundCloud. So we've got some other platforms we'll be loading up, but be sure to go over and check out Bugling with the Brothers. Episode 2 will be airing this Friday at 8 o'clock. We're very excited. A lot of good information on there. That's Bugling with the Brothers podcast. Go over and give us a follow. And we've got a T-shirt giveaway as well. So you want to get on our Facebook page after this and do everything that says on there and be in for a Vortex t-shirt and TLC Outfitter t-shirt. Also, today we seen that there were 10,000 brown trout released into Paintsville Lake. A lot of trout stocking going on across our state. If you've not had a chance to take part in this, it is awesome. Be sure to check out fw.ky.gov for all the regulations on trout fishing in the state. You got to have a couple things like a fishing license and a trout stamp. Keep in mind that old license ran out February the 28th, and it's time to buy those new sportsman's license or whatever you see fit to do in the outdoor lifestyle. So make sure that you check those out as well. Also, huge announcement for TLC Outfitters. I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but the Harvest film is going to be coming up here later this year or early 2022. And if you've not seen this, we're going to show the trailer for this here in just a few moments. But you know, in this crazy world, in this crazy time, the world needs a hunter. We are excited to announce we are partnering with the Harvest movie. The Harvest film is the answer. This film is going to educate millions as they experience the true joys and values of the outdoor lifestyle, the values of family, and explore their relationship with God. The movie will present the true story of hunting, including generational bonds, conservation, economic impact, and the health benefits of this lifestyle. We pray you all will be encouraged and join along beside of us. If you want more information or you want to donate, go to www.theharvestmovie.com. And I'm going to tell you something, man. We are so proud to be part of this movie. Sawyer, our very own Sawyer Adams, has worked very hard on this, and TLC Outfitters is very proud to be part of this film. We're going to play the trailer for you right now, and then we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll come back right here in just a few moments. If you've not done so, please like and share this video. Get the word out there about all things Eastern Kentucky and all things TLC Outfitters. But right now, check out The Harvest.
It is absolutely incredible how crazy the world is right now. There's so many people out there that think they got the answers for exactly what the world needs. I mean, I've got my opinion too. I think the world needs a hunter. It needs you.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
Hunting is under attack. There's no guarantee. We have this lifestyle that we love and that we live for our future generations. That goes for me, you, my kids, your kids, our grandkids. But look, it is up to us to ensure that it is around for the future.
Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
The Harvest film is the answer. Look, this film is going to educate millions as they experience the true joys and value of this outdoor lifestyle, our lifestyle. And the film is going to be produced by the same people that produced I Can Only Imagine, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
But the executive producer on this one is you.
The Ohio Archer,
Colorado Angler,
the Montana Elk Hunters,
the Wyoming Antelope Hunter.
We're going to join arm in arm together as an industry to produce this film.
And let me tell you, the voice of the hunter, the strength of the hunter, the assets of the hunter are going to be heard loud and clear as you join with us to produce this film. We need you, so come join me.
Join me.
Join us. Please join all of us.
Join this industry.
Invite your friends, family, and hunting buddies and be part of the harvest.
Let that revival begin.
I am Taylor Drury. I'm Tiffany Lukoski.
Jeff Danker. I'm Toxie Hayes.
I'm Michael Waddell, and we are the Harvest.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to TLC Outfitters Live. We hope that you enjoyed the trailer to the Harvest film. We're very excited to be a part of that. Thank you to everybody that's watching. If you've not done so, please like and share this video feed. Get the word out there about all things TLC Outfitters. Man, we've already had a lot of people on here. Hello, Miss Christy. Also our #1 fan, my mom. I know we're late, and I can tell you right now, Mama, it's not my fault.
Yeah, it is.
But we're on here. Our very own Corey Black from up there in Southern Ohio. Hey, buddy, hope you're doing good. Very own Paris, Canada, watching. Fellow by the name of Nathan Arnott, the man. The man watching. Nate, buddy, hope you and Chessie doing good. Matt Woolwine, buddy, thank you for tuning in. All the rest of you all, thank you. Our good buddy Paul Priest, man, hope you and Star are doing very well. And staying dry, brother. Hope y'all are staying dry. And Matt Smith says hello, and hello to everybody else. I am very excited about our next guest, man. Now I'm going to tell you something. When we get to meet a lot of interesting people, a lot of great people. But there's nobody that does more for the people of Eastern Kentucky, for the youth, for the veterans of Eastern Kentucky, than this man sitting right here. And this is Mr. Jimmy Cantrell with the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. Traveled all the way from West Liberty. Jimmy, thank you so much, man.
Glad to be here. Honored to be here, actually.
Well, and we are honored to have you. And before we even get started, I tell you, I want to thank you for your service. Jimmy is a veteran and a Purple Heart recipient. And our veterans, our active military men and women, you know, we try to give thanks, and if we gave thanks every day, it wouldn't be enough for the things that we get to do and we love, man. Just thank you to all the veterans and all the active service men and women out there, and folks like you, Jimmy. Thank you very
Truly
much.
Appreciate that, and everyone else does as well.
Yeah, man. But we're excited to have you, man. You know, we've teamed up on a couple things,
Yes.
and a huge success with the Elk Expos and earlier days and so on and so forth. But before we get into what is the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association, and I hope folks will look into this. If you've not heard about the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association, I'm telling you right now, there is no better, and there's a lot of great ones out there, there's no better volunteer group that actually puts the nose to the grindstone, if you would, in community involvement, prepping youth for this culture and this way of life, and lots and lots and lots of other things. But Jimmy's going to fill us in. But before we get there, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy Cantrell. I love the outdoors. I truly love it. I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today without our resources and so forth here in Eastern Kentucky. Give you a little bit of background. Whenever I was a very young boy, I'm talking about like 5, 6 years old, my father got injured and became disabled. Me and my older brother at that time had to rely on the resources here in Eastern Kentucky almost to sustain our family at that point. Like I said, my father was very ill and injured. Me and my brother would wade creeks, fish, gig, we would trap, we would hunt, and that helped sustain the family during that time. It was a very, very hard time. So I know how to value that resource. I know how important that resource is. And in growing older, I really want to pass that on to other youth. And that's just a little bit of me and who I am. Like you said, I joined the military later on in life. Got injured, had to leave after being injured. And I have a passion also for my fellow veterans. There's some out there that are much worse off than some of us others. And I really love those guys. And I want to give back everything I can to them and not just accept appreciation for myself, but for them as well.
Well, man, that means a lot. You know, we can't give enough back. You know, we've talked about a lot of things here this evening to do with our veterans and everything, and all that we can do, we can't do enough. But we appreciate you and the folks of Appalachian Outdoorsman Association for everything that they do. And I love what you talked about there. You know, I was raised up a lot different than most folks my age. You know, my mother and father, you know, instilled in me a way that a lot of folks didn't get to have, and I'm so thankful for it. You know, I can remember, I mean, I was just a little thing. I remember my dad going out and gigging and you know, going out and doing these different things, and what he got, we ate. You know, we took part in table fare with, and I just was always so taken by all that, you know, and they planted these seeds. You know, my parents instilled this way of life in me that's led to everything today, and I'm so thankful for it. That's what people don't realize, you know, what we're telling them about. You know,
It's a culture that's just here in this region.
That's right.
That people don't understand.
Yeah, it's a way of life.
It is.
And that's what I like, you know, we're talking about the harvest film. I think sometimes, and it's fine for however, that's the great country we live in. We can take something, and we can take like hunting, and we can make it a hobby, or we can make it a way of life, or we don't even have to try it. You know, that's the great nation that we live in. But, you know, for us, it is a way of life. Talking about the harvest film, you know, I really like that, and I want people to understand that this isn't just a hobby.
No.
That this is a culture. This is an age-old tradition.
Well, you know, Trinity, also, we're not too many generations away from, this is what people don't understand about Eastern Kentucky. We're only a generation or two away from our ancestors that sustained themselves off of the land here.
That's right.
And we're not very far removed from that ourselves.
Yep.
And if any of us are of any age at all, like me, came along during that transition period where people was going out and moving away from the resources in the land and living off of it and starting jobs and even moving away from here to get jobs.
Yeah.
So we're not very far removed from the people that actually was still sustaining themselves, almost like the pioneers.
Yep. And I can remember my father, you know, and this has been in my lifetime since I've been alive. And that's what, you know, that's one message I try to tell our youth, is that their footprint of today has such a huge impact on those of tomorrow. You know, I remember my father going out and hunting for years, and he would just see a track or see, you know, something that told him that they've been, you know, a deer through the area. And that was a huge success.
Yes.
And that, and we take that for granted today.
Yes, we
because now there's an abundance of wildlife and resources that we, you know, I mean, if we go out and don't see a deer, it's like we've had, you know, a lot of folks be like that. Well, that's horrible. And when used to be you hunted, you know, if you seen one deer a season, you had a successful season.
Yes.
But, you know, that's the impact because of our ancestors, and before there were wildlife laws and things, you know, that trickled over into our generation.
Yes, it did.
So I really like that, man. That's pretty neat. People don't realize that how close we are to those generations.
Especially those people that don't live in this area.
That's right.
And they need to become more educated on it and learn what the culture is here and what we've got to offer here for them if they want to come here.
Yeah. And there's lots of things. Eastern Kentucky's a jewel, man.
Yes, it is.
And that's what we want people to know. How did you, and you've kind of touched on that a little bit already, but the one question I ask everybody is how you got into the outdoors. You told us about the, you know, you had to eat. So, you know, go a little bit farther into, you know, how did you get into the outdoors, and what's some of your favorite early memories about getting into the outdoors?
Well, like I said, me and my brother would get out and do some of these things. And then as I started growing older, I really started loving it. And my dad had gotten better. And he was able to assist me and train me along. One of my fondest memories, squirrel hunting was one of them. We would go out squirrel hunting, me and my buddies from school, and just as soon as we got off the school bus, got home from school, we was hitting the woods, and it was a whole lot different hunting back then than it is now, because back then you just hit the woods, you'd be by yourself or whatever, one of your buddies, and we'd be pinning the squirrel tails up on the side of the barn to see who got the most that year.
Yep.
But one of my fondest memories, though, of hunting and my very first harvest was my dad, whenever he'd got a little bit better and we was able to go out hunting as far as harvesting. Back then you would drive, and my dad and a lot of the old timers back then, they had a way that they could whistle. they'd come up to these fields and they'd whistle, and those groundhogs would stick their heads up. And my first harvest was a groundhog, my very first harvest. And I missed that, and we don't have the groundhogs that we used to have back then. But that was the thing that really got me, was the groundhog harvest, and it was one of my very first harvests.
They're a nuisance. They're considered a nuisance now.
Yes.
You know, the season's open 365. Now, how did you all enjoy the table fare from the
Yes, we
groundhog?
did. We ate everything that we ever harvested. We never did harvest anything that I can think of that it was not table fare.
Right.
Everything.
That is awesome, man. Now, talk to us a little bit about joining the service. Now, you know, like how did you, or, you know, at what point did you say, you know, I think I'm going to do this?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was at a juncture of my life. I was a young man trying to figure out really what I wanted to do. And I had a brother-in-law at that time that he had just came out of the service. And he said, why don't you try it? And at that time, I didn't have anybody else in the family really that had been in the military to give me any kind of guidance. And I thought, well, yeah, let's give it a try. I enlisted as a combat engineer, went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for my basic training and my AIT. And from there, I got stationed several different places. And I really enjoyed it. I've been stationed in Germany, I've been stationed in Korea, just different places around the U.S. as well. Louisiana, loved a lot that they had to offer down there too,
Yeah.
with the gators and the wild hogs and everything that we experienced down there. And the fishing was great as well. So it was a good time down there as well. And then I got injured, and like I said, I no longer could remain in the military, so I came back home. And when I came back home, I still had that passion for the outdoors. And I also didn't want to just sit around as a disabled veteran. I started back to college. I got my college degree, went to work for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and I actually retired from the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And now here I am.
Yeah, man. Going strong with AOA, and we're
Yes.
very excited about that. Now comes my question. I want you to tell the folks, and we got some pictures that we're going to show, but what is the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association?
There's so much there, it's hard to put in just a few words, but I'll do my best with this. Back in 2015, I was actually at a 8th District Commission nomination meeting for Department of Fish and Wildlife. I had another sportsman come up to me with the same last name as me, as far as I know, that we're not closely related or anything that I know of at all related, and that was Randy Cantrell. Randy came up to me and said, Jimmy, why don't we have an organization, because some other organizations had members there that was interested. Why don't we have an organization around us that, you know, I remember the old sporting clubs, the old coon clubs and the fox hunting clubs and everything. Why don't we have one? And why don't we start looking at getting one started? I said, well, if you'll help me, I'll tell you what, we'll give it a try. And me and Randy jumped into that, and Randy was such a great resource in that and helping recruit people. We had a couple town hall meetings, got started, seen a lot of interest, more so than I even thought we would have. And from there, we just started building. And what we wanted to do was form an organization that would get youth and families together involved in outdoor activities. Because we thought if we could get the youth involved, if we could also get the parents, especially the mothers, the sisters, the brothers, everyone involved, then we would have the whole family. And whenever we got finished with the youth, they would have another network of people, which was their own family, if they could do this as a family enjoyment and work together and really support each other in the outdoors.
That's awesome, man. So did that all take place in West Liberty?
It started in West Liberty, yes it did. 2016, we actually had our first organizational meeting where we signed our charter and everything. That was March 28th of 2016. Shortly after forming, and one of the things we wanted to do also is protect and preserve the resource and the culture in this area. And if anyone wants to go to our website and see our history and how we started and what we're about, you can do that. And it's at AppalachianOutdoorsman.com, or you can look at us on Facebook as well. But we really wanted to take in the whole culture of Appalachia and look at everything and protect and preserve that and our heritage and the things we grew up, just like we talked about earlier, and pass that on to the youth that was coming up. And we did not know it would turn into what it did today. just as soon as we formed, some of us was talking about, and this was March, taking in March that we had formed. We said, let's have a turkey hunt. Let's have a youth turkey hunt. Let's start off with a youth turkey hunt. We only had days to put this thing together. And that's turned into an annual event. And that first turkey hunt was amazing. It was unreal, the numbers that we had involved in that, and the people that we come in that supported us and sponsored us on that. The first year we had our turkey hunt across the Commonwealth of Kentucky, when I say across the Commonwealth of Kentucky, we didn't have just people participate here. We had people in the Bluegrass region also participate. People even down around Bardstown participated in this event. We had 93 youth our first year participate in our youth turkey hunt. A lot of those had never turkey hunted before. They needed mentors. We worked with a bunch of good sportsmen that came together and mentored these youth, and we was able to put youth in the field that had never been there before. And through some of our sponsors, like the League of Kentucky Sportsmen, other local sponsors as far as businesses, Sportsman's Alliance, national organization that protects the hunting, fishing, and trapping rights of us across the nation, really went to bat for it several times, all pitched in to make this happen. And we was able to purchase gear to put kids afield that didn't have that gear, turkey calls, hats, camouflage hats, face masks, gloves. We was able to provide them with a loaner gun if they didn't have one, with that mentor to take them out. We had range days for them to get used to their mentor, get used to that firearm that they'd be using. We provided them with the ammo. We worked with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, who helped us with waiving their license so that they could have those license and tags. So it costed the children nothing at all to put them afield.
Right.
And it took a lot of work and a few days to make that happen, but we was able to make that happen. And from there, we just kept building on the programs.
Yeah, that is amazing, and that's why I know the majority of people that's watching this video understands, watches our live understands. You know, when we talk about youth, putting our time and effort into youth, you know, we had somebody put their time and effort into us, and they passed the torch to us. My father, my grandfather, a lot of other great folks. You know, now, and I would fight tooth and nail to protect this way of life.
Yes.
You know, along with our group, along with your group, along with, you know, side by side. It doesn't matter where you're from, the common denominator is this way of life.
Yes.
And we all could join, you know, together to fight this. Well, you know, as this way of life is lost through translation, if you would, by youth not being mentored, by us not taking the time and sticking electronics in their, you know, in their hands, by losing programs like Hunter Ed and Bow Hunter Ed and you know, Archery in the School programs and things like this. We lose those numbers of hunters and fishermen and fisher ladies that will go to bat once we've passed that torch on.
Yes.
So if somebody watches or somebody, you know, has a question, why do you always preach about youth? Why do you? Well, number one, it is proven that the outdoors, that shooting sports, have helped all kinds of youth in different situations.
Yes.
With different levels, and that's a total different show, but it's proven that it improves all kinds of abilities for youth. Not only that, but you're teaching them a life skill that they can take on for the rest of their life. And then the big picture, the big whole, is passing on this tradition and making it a common denominator for them and others like them to be able to protect this way of life. Because I don't think people realize we are under the gun. We are under attack.
Yes, daily.
Our rights, our way of life that our forefathers have fought for, this privilege that so many have fought and died for, could be yanked away like that.
Yes, it could. And without our involvement and working together in groups, we need to come together as sportsmen, as outdoorsmen, as the common public, we need to come together and work together, not be disruptive or arguing with each other over disciplines or anything else, but we need to come together and work together to
That's right.
save that. And unified, we have the numbers to do that.
That's exactly right.
And we need to start working toward that together.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no greater reward. There's no greater thing that you can do as a parent or a mentor, an uncle, an aunt, grandparent, parent, guardian, friend of a friend. There's no greater gift that you can do than if you are proficient enough in the outdoors to take a kid into the outdoors.
And it's a cycle. It's a cycle, just like we're talking about with our disciplines that we have and what we've learned and the culture and everything that we have that we're wanting to pass on. If we don't pass it on, then we've lost it. That's the missing link.
That's right.
We have to work with those youth and pass it on
Yeah.
if we want it to continue and have the same freedoms and enjoyments that we have.
That's right.
We have to keep that chain together and keep that link connected.
We have to give our youth, and it goes for all good things, you know. If you're talking about hunting, if you're talking about gardening, if you're talking about wildlife conservation, if you're talking about doctor law, if you talk about all these things, if we don't give our youth are a blank slate, you know, if we don't give them something to fight for, you know, who's going to fight for it? Who's going to stand up and defend? Who's going to, you know, pass on the torch?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I know I'm a stuck record on that, but I want people to realize that our most precious resource in this world is our youth.
Yes, it is.
And all that we can do will never be enough, but we gotta try.
Yes, we do.
That's what we
And
gotta
never
try.
give up.
And never give up. That's right. That's right. Now, what kind of events? You've talked about a few of them, but now, what kind of events? Because you all team up with a lot. We talked about some, you know, with the Wounded Warriors and the things like that. What kind of events can people kind of expect from the AOA?
We do a lot of things. We have shooting events for the youth and adults. To kind of break it down a little bit, we got a youth group. Inside of that youth group, we have shooting programs. We have a 22 shoot that the youth can come out and participate in. The 22 shoot is a 25-yard freehand open sight 22 shoot at a bear target. We also incorporate the League of Kentucky Sportsmen squirrel rifle shoot into that as well. Those youth can come out and shoot as many targets as they like, and it's 5 shots per target. And
You've got, is this one of the targets here?
This is one of the targets here, Trinity.
Yep. Look at that.
They shoot at the bear target, 5 shots, and like I said, as many targets they want. We score those at the end of the year, and we give trophies at different age divisions for that. It's broken down by age divisions, separated by boy and girl. So the girls aren't shooting against the boys, and the boys aren't shooting against the girls, and we divide it that way. That costs the parents absolutely nothing. We have the firearms for the children to use. We have the ammunition for them to use and the targets. All we need is the children. It does not cost a penny. All it costs is the time to get the children to us, is all that it costs. We have other programs as well. We have archery programs for the youth. We have archery equipment. We have targets. We got 3D targets and youth block targets and so forth. The youth can come out and participate in that. I told you earlier before the show that we went down our first year to EP Tom Sawyer State Park in Louisville. We put through 1,738 kids that weekend through our archery station down there.
That is awesome.
And we provide that also free of charge. It doesn't cost anyone anything for them kids to come out and participate in our archery program. We also have a trap shooting program. Trap shooting for the youth and for the adults if they want to participate in it. And we encourage the parents to come out, the mothers, the fathers, and we'll put together even family trap shooting teams, and they can shoot together. We provide the shotgun shells for that. We provide the clay pigeons. If you don't have a gun, a trap gun to shoot with, we've got left-handed and right-handed trap guns. And guess what? That costs you absolutely nothing. Where else can you go to and shoot trap and let your kids get involved in trap, 22 shoots, archery, and it costs you absolutely nothing?
Not many
Just
places I
provide
know
the
of.
children.
That's right. Show up
Show up.
and give it a chance. That's right.
We also have, like I said, in the youth group, we got some great people that work there. We've got Brandon Tharp, we've got my wife, Judy Cantrell, we've got Valerie Williams that really work toward this youth program. They have campouts. They try to do this especially during the summertime whenever school is out. We haven't had that experience this last year, though, because of COVID. But the kids can come out and camp out over the weekend. Tents are set up, meals are cooked, so maybe if there's a child that may need a meal through the weekend or something like that, we provide those 3 meals a day. Some of campfire cooking, teach them how to cook over a campfire, how to set up their tents, how to break it down. They can be involved in some of the shoots and some of the archery shoots, and we even have a pond built now that's stocked that they can fish in while they're there. And we just have a ton of stuff to offer. And they really work hard with these youth, our youth coordinators do. And like I said, once again, provide the kids. That's all we need.
I mean, just come out.
Just
Just
come
come out to these events, man. This is such good information, and we got a lot more to cover. Folks, if you've not done so, please like and share this feed. Get the word out there about all things TLC Outfitters and all things Eastern Kentucky. We are here with our good friend Jimmy Cantrell with the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. We are coming to you from, once again, this beautiful facility at the Mountain Arts Center here in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We appreciate y'all so much for making us part of your Wednesday night. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come back here and talk a little bit more. You are watching TLC Outfitters Live.
Welcome to Copperhead Guns and Range. I'm Aaron. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 5. We offer Yeti products, range ammo, defensive ammo, magazines, optics. We have Cobra-Tech knives, lifetime warranty D2 steel, shotguns, black rifle coffee. Here at Copperhead Gun and Range, we have a state-of-the-art 6-lane gun range. You can come here, $12 for a half an hour, $21 for a full hour. If you bring somebody with you, it's $8 additional for that person. You can shoot anything up to a 308 inside the range, and you can even rent this bad boy right here. Come see us.
In 1981, Havells began supplying the medical industry with world-class surgical blades. In 2005, a new division, Havalon, created the first surgically inspired replaceable blade knife. The rest is history. First of its kind, preferred by professional guides, leader in quality and innovation. Never lose your edge.
Step down.
Hey folks, welcome back here to TLC Outfitters Live. Thank you so much for tuning in and being with us on this Wednesday night. We are here with our good friend Jimmy Cantrell from the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. If you just now joining us, be sure to go back and listen about all the great things that the AOA is doing. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you're looking for a great group to join or to get your kid in the outdoors and you don't know any other way, number one, you know one way. Give us a call, send us a message here at TLC Outfitters. But you have another group with the AOA, the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association, Jimmy Cantrell, and many, many, many other men and women of the AOA is here for the youth and to provide some great services. We've been talking about a lot of good things, whatever. One thing I want to talk about, how can people find out more about the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association?
There's a couple ways. We have a Facebook page. It's Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. Make sure you add association to that. I think there's an Appalachian Outdoorsman in another state. But Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. Or we also have a website, AppalachianOutdoorsman.com. And you can go on there. If you want to register your child for our upcoming youth turkey hunt, you can do so. You don't have to be a member to register your child. You can go on there, and on the contact page, if you go to the bottom of the contact page, there's a form you can fill out about your child and the information that we'll need to register your child.
Awesome.
And with that turkey hunt, back to it once again, we've got some great people that's working on that with us. That won't cost your child anything to be involved in the turkey hunt, and we'll provide what equipment we can to those that don't have equipment. And also, each of those kids at harvest, they will receive some kind of mount for free.
Wow.
There will be one of the children that'll get a full body turkey mount. We have a great taxidermist that works with us on this. It's Caney Creek Taxidermy. He donates this service to Appalachian Outdoorsman, those kids that get involved. All the other kids will at least get a plaque for a fan and a beard mount. And it's just a great thing that we can do for these kids, and they've got something they can reflect back on. Hey, there's my mount, there's this. I participated, and hopefully they can use that and it'll motivate them to continue.
That is awesome, man. I'll tell you what, that excites, kids want a trophy.
Yes.
They want something to be able to show for their effort and be able to get that, and that being provided, man, that is phenomenal. What if somebody wants to join the AOA? How do they do that?
Okay, we do have a membership, and that helps support these programs. It helps us to pay our insurance on our range and so forth like that. We try to keep it at a bare minimum. A lot of people will think that all the services we provide, where you have a range that you can utilize as far as archery shooting and doing your rifle sighting in and shooting your shotgun and so forth like that, it would cost you a lot. But all we charge for an individual membership is $25 per year.
Wow.
If you want your whole household to join, it's $35 for the household for the entire year.
Yep. And you've got ranges that you can go to.
Yes, there's ranges you can go to. We do have ranges. Also, with that membership, we provide a lot of other services. If you want, we've had this that we've done for our members also. If there's a day you want to have a birthday party for your child, we will set a block of time that we will allow you to use that range for that birthday party. That also allows you to bring in other youth and introduce them to archery or whatever, that they may not get experience that.
I want you to put that down, Chris, for my birthday party this year, man. I want a range day for my birthday party.
I don't like you.
Oh, I mean, who would have ever? You think about that, man. A birthday party for your child at the range with all their friends and having all kind. That is phenomenal.
And if you feel intimidated about bringing some youth in and maybe shooting archery for the first time, we will set up that inflatable archery range. So it's the safe archery system that you can use.
I'm going to tell you something. No, that's not what. That's what I've done. That thing is fun.
Yes.
And we had that at our elk expo, and hopefully we can get back to this one day. But that inflatable archery deal is I'm telling you, man, that thing is fun.
It attracts everyone
Yeah.
of all ages.
Of
They
all ages.
love it. And back to that, like I said, we're affiliated with the League of Kentucky Sportsmen. And those people that see that license plate that the league has that has a deer head on it, they use the funding that they generate from those license plate sales to go into programs for the youth and so forth. And by us being affiliated with it, they helped us in the purchase of that.
Right.
And it was just great.
That is awesome, man. That is so awesome. What have we missed?
Well, we've missed a couple things. We've missed some of the things we do with our youth as far as crafts. We mentioned the birthday parties that we can do, but we have a craft night. We've had to postpone it because of COVID, but it takes place once a week. We also provide a meal at that for them children that come. And let me tell you why this works, and I talked to my wife about this, and my wife jumped on this and started a craft night there. The craft night takes place at the range and at the facility. There's kids that come for craft night that maybe their parents haven't even ever owned a firearm. They've never experienced the outdoors. They come for the craft night, the kid shows up, they see a range, they see archery targets, they see some mounts on the wall and so forth, and they start asking about it. Guess what? Shortly after that, they're wanting to participate. So it brings those kids in that normally wouldn't ever participate in that. We had one child that came along. His parents never owned a firearm or anything. They didn't know anything about shooting. They was real reluctant about it. And this child was, he had a disease. He was sick, and thought that it wasn't going to be a good thing for him in the near future. And he got started in those kind of activities, and he said, "I'd like to go turkey hunting. That's one of my wishes." And he was really sick at the time, and he'd like to go turkey hunting. His parents was reluctant at first, and they finally came around to where they was going to let him turkey hunt. We had the range day with him and got him introduced to a mentor. The mentor actually was one of Kentucky Wounded Heroes that we'd put on one of the hunts for. And that's something else I'll touch on in just a moment. But he wanted to come back and mentor. And I shared a picture with you. If you imagine a wounded hero, one packing another wounded hero, that's been injured, he's packing that sick child across the stream, wading a stream with him to get over to where some turkey was. And that child actually got to harvest on his very first hunt, very first time hunting a turkey.
That is awesome.
And he was able to mount that turkey for that child.
Yep.
And it was a great, tearful experience for everyone.
No doubt. And you'll take that, everybody that's part of that, probably more so than the child.
Yes.
But take that with them for as long as they live.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
And those parents now have become advocates of the outdoors where they wasn't before. They enjoy it. They enjoy seeing their child now out in the outdoors, and they just love it.
Yeah, that is amazing, man. Tell us a little bit about the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay. It's actually Kentucky Wounded Heroes. There's a difference in the two organizations.
Yeah.
But Kentucky Wounded Heroes, I got involved with them about 3 years ago, and Appalachian Outdoorsman did. We found out about the program through a mutual friend, and it's a therapeutic program for our wounded heroes that come back home. They may feel like that they don't have any kind of activities they can do anymore in the outdoors, and we find a way to make that happen. And when I say we, because I'm on the board of Kentucky Wounded Heroes, I'm not talking about Appalachian Outdoorsman there. But I introduced it to Appalachian Outdoorsman. We decided 3 years ago that we was going to put on a quail hunt for them. We purchased the birds and got some of the bird hunters in the area to come out. A farm was donated to us to plant birds, and we took 10 of the Wounded Heroes out and let them participate in a bird hunt. We cleaned the birds, packaged them for them at the end of the day, and they was able to take them home and use them as table fare. The next year, we done a pheasant hunt the same way. This year, we changed it up a little bit, and because of COVID and getting big groups together, we broke down teams, and we found guys in eastern Kentucky that love to hunt rabbit, these beaglers that just love it. And they volunteered their time and their dogs, and we broke down these Wounded Heroes into different teams with these guys, and they went out and they harvested rabbits. And almost everyone was able to harvest a rabbit, and it was just great experience for everyone. They all loved it, and it was just a great experience for everyone. And that's something we was able to fund for that organization through memberships and so forth and donations, that organization didn't have to spend their own funds on, and they could use them elsewhere to help these Wounded Heroes out where they needed to help.
Man, I'll tell you what, the youth, the Wounded Heroes, everything. I mean, Appalachian Outdoorsman Association, Kentucky Wounded Hero, all of it. Good stuff for Eastern Kentucky.
Yes.
Good stuff. Now, if somebody, I know we've talked about the ranges. Where are the ranges located?
It's located on Spalls Creek Road in West Liberty, Kentucky, right on the edge of city limits. And if you join, it's not one of those things where you have to call and get permission. Can I use the range today? It's self-service. You come up and you utilize it.
Right. Awesome. Is AOA outside of West Liberty, how far does AOA reach? You don't have to be in the West Liberty area to be part of Appalachian Outdoorsman Association.
No, you don't. And I explained to you earlier that what my day was like today. I actually drove from Western Kentucky to be here. While I was in Western Kentucky in Ohio County, out next to Beaver Dam, I was able to talk to some of our members.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
We've got members out of state. We've got members in all wildlife districts in the state of Kentucky. We have our Sportsman of the Year. We award a Sportsman of the Year for somebody that goes above and beyond. That was Bob Rushing this year that lives in Fayette County.
Awesome.
He was one of our members and really contributed a lot and helped us out through COVID and some of the experiences we had where we couldn't have fundraisers. And we've got them all over. We've got them here in this county. We've got them all over. We've got them out of state.
That is so
We've got
cool.
several members in West Virginia because we are Appalachia.
Yeah.
But don't think because we're just Appalachia, we're just regionalized here. We really want to protect and preserve the culture here and our resource. But we accept members from everywhere, and we enjoy your membership, and we'll do what we can in your area. If there's something you want us to come there and do, we'll be there and do it.
Yeah. Please reach out to the Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. You can check them out on Facebook at Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. Make sure you include association. Also, you can check them out on the web at www.appalachianoutdoorsman.com.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. There's so much we do.
Yeah, there is.
But, can I add one more little story?
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to add one more little story. We was trying to find something to do for our community during COVID because everybody was cooped up in their homes. They couldn't go anywhere. So we had this brainstorm. Let's have a treasure hunt. I haven't told you about the treasure hunt. I think you're not aware of it. We purchased all these little treasure chests. And we have another group on Facebook called AOA Treasure Hunt. And you can join that group. And what we do, we take within the community these treasure chests, we hide them and we put clues to where you can try to solve the clue and find out where this treasure chest is. And all the local businesses have contributed to this, and West Liberty Tourism has really contributed and helped out with this. And if you solve it, you find that treasure chest, you may win $150. You may win, we've had some win $200. There may be a treasure chest full of sporting good items. There may be a treasure chest. We had a Valentine's Day that had a sweetheart shoot at a photo studio, had a $100 gift card for a dinner for two for that family, and all kinds of different Valentine's stuff that was added into that. And we was on several news stations and so forth with this. They come out and interviewed everyone, and we have such involvement. We had people out searching 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for these treasure chests. It gave the community something to do. It gave our elderly, even we had some elderly people say, we've been sitting on the couch forever. We can't get out and do nothing. We can get out and do this.
Yep.
And everyone was involved, the youth, kids, and everyone's out doing something. And it's nothing where you're in a big group or anything. You do it independently as your family. You can stop by, go through a drive-through, get something to eat, and just enjoy the day out treasure hunting. And we've got them going on right now.
That is awesome.
If anybody wants to be involved in it.
The newspaper here, Floyd County Times, they put on an annual Easter egg hunt, and in this Easter egg will be a cash prize. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't know how many people's out, so I can't imagine some of that. So that's AOA Treasure Hunt on Facebook.
Yes, it is.
Perfect, man. That is.
And you've got to join that group in order to receive the clues, so you can go out treasure hunting.
Yeah.
And we have people from all different counties that come and search too, just for the fun of it, and everyone's welcome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Man, I tell you what, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Thank you to the men and women of Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. We appreciate them very much. Talking about youth turkey hunts.
Yes.
TLC Outfitters is going to be putting on a youth turkey hunt as well. We're going to be putting on a youth turkey hunt coming up for this youth turkey season, which will be the first weekend. It's the 3rd and 4th? 3rd and 4th of April.
Yep.
Now, that's Easter weekend, too.
Yes, it is.
So it's going to be hosted by Copperhead Gun and Indoor Range. So we're very excited to team up with them again. And we're going to be having the flyer coming out with all the information. It's going to be free of charge. Also, Appalachian Outdoorsman Association will all be having their turkey hunt as well. I'm sure you can check out all the information on that on their Facebook page at Appalachian Outdoorsman Association. Be sure to check that out. Also, get on our website, www.tlcoutfitters.com. Check out everything that's going on over there. Also, be sure to check out buglingwiththebrothers.com, our new podcast. Episode 2 comes on this Friday at 8 o'clock. Man, we are so excited about the new podcast. It's going to be a whole other avenue for outdoor news and information. Thank you to each and every person that has joined us tonight. Thank you to Samantha West and Prestonsburg Tourism. Thank you to Joe Campbell, Mayor Les Stapleton, the City of Prestonsburg, the Mountain Arts Center, and also a huge thank you to Jimmy Cantrell and Appalachian Outdoorsman Association.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Be sure to get on and check out the Harvest Film. We are excited. We are partnered up with the Harvest Film. If you didn't check out the trailer, you can stay right here on our Facebook page. Check out it here on the post, or you can go back to some earlier posts. We've got it on there. Be sure to check that out. One more time, don't forget, this Friday, episode 2, Bugling with the Brothers podcast, man, on Podbean. You can check it out on Spotify, Buzzsprout, or SoundCloud. So, man, thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon. Hopefully we'll see you out in the woods and on the water. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to TLC Outfitters Live.
Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, a field of trees. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name.